Hi, I am Sooknyung, professor, the Special Design Major, Sooknyung University. My topic is Digital Media and Interactive Communication, Expanded Space. In general, when media is defined as outlets or tools used to deliver information, new media can be defined as newly developed tools used to deliver information, books that emerged in the text media era, and telegraphs and telephones in the print media era can all be defined as media representing those eras. Also, in the development of a radio web media, it can be said that it is a new media that expands the concept of distance by freely sending voice signals that were transmitted over wires like telephones in the past through radio waves to remote locations. However, the modern media is not simply a generic term for all the newly emerging tools used to deliver information, but is positioned as a concept only for the newly recognized and mentioned part in the current radio media era. From this point of view, today's media can be defined as a media capable of two-way information exchange between a recipient and a sender, and two-way information exchange means interactions between the sender and the recipient. These interactions of information exchange is applied as an element to newly recognized characteristics of new media. Therefore, the study tried to analyze centered on interactive cases in the new media era, in which media in various fields are constantly being generated and expanded, and to study the characteristics of digital media and interactive communication in expanded space. To this end, this study examines the characteristics of digital media and analyzes the case of interactive communication expanded space that applies to digital media as a digital expansion and the digital media in video and art media. In addition, the study aims to analyze the expressive characteristics of interactive spaces using digital media. Digital media has the future that can deliver information is a single body by integrating videos, sound, documents, and data, and that could be delivered through the separate media. Digitalizations of information can be integrated and transmitted in a single signal from a form called digital signal, that leading to the infinity of replications, that expanded reproductions of transformation and nonlinear signal processing. It provides a space for free and open interactive communication through the virtual space of the Internet beyond the temporal and the spatial barriers of reality. Through this interactive communication information exchange, the characteristics of spatio-temporally, transcentrally, transmotorily, and transmobility appear. Among the characteristics of new media examined above, interactivity is the most important characteristic that distinguishes it from other media. This characteristic implies the number of possibilities, one of which is the interaction between human and things. As you see in the bottom of this table, explaining about the four types of digital media as a design expansion. Expansion of a media. In the eras before the information revolutions, which began with the invention of photography in the 19th century, image processing was forced to rely on the mimesis like paintings and sculptures. However, for a last century and a half, when photography as a cloning the device that began to spread to everyday life, it has penetrated wide and deep into people's lives and dominate our vision. It further created a new media environment by combining analog sound technology such as record and tape and the image technology such as film, the television, and the video, the leading to electronic media based on current digital. Expansion of expression. Technology broadened the wavelength of expressiveness and the screen transitions affect color manipulations, three-dimensional animation by computer, the virtual reality, the ubiquitous, the invisible computer, the touchable interface, and the digital narrative began to combine together. Through computers, the communication between the human and machines, and machine and machines continues to evolve in the directions that was previously unimaginable. Expansion of interface. Not only the interactions between human and computers, but also the relationship between humans and the communications method between various objects are newly emerging. For example, research on recognized the human emotions, acknowledging their physiological states, and playing music appropriate to the situation goes far beyond the boundaries of the uniform interface between human and the computers that we have thought of. Expansion of areas. The concept and purpose of art has changes from appreciations and collection to communication and sharing. And young artists who rebelled against the seriousness, uniqueness, and nobility of the so-called high art are expanding communication with the public while they cross computers and networked without hesitation through the pursuit of fun lightness, mass production, flexibility, and popularity through design and advertisement, web art, cartoon and animation, music video, installation, etc. etc. Interactive communication expands the space appearing in art media. Was the mirror by Daniel Bozin made of 768 rusted steel tiles. Use a method that moves each tile by digitally recognizing the shape, the shadow of a viewer with the pre-installed camera. Diatones by Gillian Levin as a telesymphony is a concert performance through the interaction of light and sound with the audience. It is a 30-minute concert in which all the sounds are wholly produced through the choreographed link of the audience's own cell phone. As the artist knows the audience's seating arrangement can automatically change the ringtone, it is possible to create a wide variety of interesting patterns. Each of the audience is part of the audio-visual, the motoric, and produce the sounds and the light when the phone rings. This can be done, placed, adjusted, and deleted in the created action of interaction with expression. Interactive, next one is interactive communication expanded space appearing in video media. Surrogate releases in 2009 as said in the near future the way people experience life vicariously from the comfort and safety form through surrogate humanoid remote-controlled robot invented by a scientist combining the dignity of a man with the infinite the power of a machine. Next to is the Matrix, released in 1999, depicts a future where humanity is trapped inside a simulated reality by being brain functions controlled in the matrix. Created by a computer, the product of the best technology of modern science. It is the most advanced form the skepticism of cognitions as it is skeptical of the reason of mankind itself. Philosophy are and the technoscience of computer are exclusively the meaning in the film, but humans realized and the fiction of this exquisite program and realized their reality. Next video media is Avatar. Avatar released in 2009 depict genetically engineered with new hybrid creatures between humans and a local tribe of Navi to Pandora. The body can be operated from the brain of a remotely located human through a link machine. Pandora is a new planet discovered by mankind and a space full of variety. There are reaching 300 meters in length from the rainforest, and huge mountains are constantly moving while floating in the air due to the magnetic field of a matured called an optical union. As described above, the application cases of digital media in video media is that the whole world is virtual reality through the technological development of new media. In these films, the humans perceive objects and replace them with electrical signals that transmit to the brain, and they create suppose the self-image to live through neutral interactions, which indicate the technological development of new media. Modern space is reaching and transforming in the connection with the new dimension of time. It is new dimensional network that encompasses the interaction between the subject and the space as a dynamic substance containing information and the catalyst for its external changes and space and space. The following in the emergence of intelligent objects, which can be said to be the characteristic of digital media space in the information age. British designer Thomas Hedwig designed the British Pavilion at the Shanghai Expo 2010 in China, where everyday structures of nature were visualized in details by technology and inspired by the perfection of nature itself. On windy days, the whole building feels like it's shaking. This is because the structure of nature that were extremely common are visualized in detail by technology and inspired by the perfection of nature itself. Conclusions is the development of media is proceeding with different approaches in many areas. As such, spaces are becoming more and more diversified with the development of media, and the interactivity of digital media provide various experience and information through interaction with the user in space. Through this study, the process of making a place for communication with lively and sensuous space was examined through cases by moving away from the concept of absolute space and combining a new phenomenon called digital media. In the end, it can be classified into three categories as expressive characteristics for the creation of digital media and interactive communication space. First, the interaction between the human and the computer through the interface of digital media changed the world of the building from the purpose of protecting humans from the external environment to a screen containing dynamic information. In this way, interactivity has gone beyond the dimensions to the concepts of a dynamic space that interact with the human and the physical environment, the building and external environment, as well as human and external environments. The second, digital media has come as a variable space concept contrary to fixedness and immobility. In other words, it shows a change expressing this as a hypothetical uh, in temporality, while it stood for non-fixed, the movable at any time, and the valuelessness for externity. Third, today's human life has come to share information and communication with each beyond the distance between the existing space and time through an abstract virtual space rather than a substance. In particular, the discussion on cyberspace distracts the customary boundaries between the inside and outside, private and public, and the reality and the virtual, and the need to establish new relations between them is higher by drawing to the expanded concept of space beyond the concept of a physical environment into urban space. After all, the society of digital media provide a variety of spatial order as all places can be central in the digital media. Media where such various expressive characteristics will widen the possibility of space development through design expansion and broaden the perspective on new social values that are constantly generated in the present and in the future, along with the increasingly diverse user needs as well as the interface of the space. Thank you.